Today we're going to be making southern resident orcas, which are native to the Pacific Northwest, and they're also endangered. There are currently only 73 orcas left in the wild, and they're starving to death because they don't have enough food to eat. So this is a very special and important project that we're doing today. We're going to start with a ball of clay, and we're going to make it into an oval shape, and then from there we're going to kind of start pulling it and elongating it like that. Now you might want to add little bits of water as you work, depending on how wet your clay is. You can smooth out any cracks in your clay. If you start to get mud all over your hands, that means you're using too much water. So just a little bit of water goes a long way. So I'm elongating my clay and smoothing it out. And this is going to be the front of my orca right here. And I can make it a little bit narrower, and I'm going to make it a little bit pointy where the head is. See, I'm smoothing the clay with my fingers. Now I'm going to, about 2 inches down, I'm going to start to kind of pinch it out and thin it out. And I'm not going to need all of this clay. I'm going to take some of it off right now. It's getting longer and thinner. This is the back of the orca. And now for the tail, I'm going to start pushing down, pull some more of this clay out. I'm going to start pushing down and letting it get wider at the base, like that. Okay. And you can keep playing with the shape, moving your fingers along it. Get a little thinner and longer. Pull off little bits of clay you don't need. All right, so I'm going to cut this tail. This doesn't need to be quite so big. So you kind of make this fan out like that, and then you can make it smaller. So cut it maybe right about there and round it at the edges. So kind of a rounded triangle shape, okay? Now, before I go too much farther, I want to hollow out the bottom of this so that it dries faster. Very important steps. You're going to take a tool like this, and you're going to very gently hollow out the inside of your orca as best you can without poking through it. Pull out that clay. This is going to make it dry faster. Able to get a little bit more down in here. That, okay. Right, so now that I've done that, I can keep shaping my orca. See how I'm rubbing out any imperfections in the clay. You might need to kind of stick your finger inside of it too. So get it nice and smooth. now that I've done that, I'm ready to, let's see, I could probably make the tail look a little bit nicer. Clean that up a little bit. Just get my finger a little tiny bit wet and go over those surfaces. Smooth them out. Smooth out any rough parts. It's looking a lot nicer. Okay, so now I'm ready to add a dorsal fin. So on the males, they're longer and pointier, and on the females, they're smaller and they're a little bit more curved. So you can decide what you want to do, or you could even do something in between. So I'm gonna smash this little ball of clay here and roll it out. So about 1/8 of an inch. And now I'm going to do a line across the clay like that. And I can try with a shape of a dorsal fin. So maybe I want to do a male, have it be kind of tall and straight. Or maybe I want to do a female and have it be smaller and a bit rounder. Like that. I can choose which one I want to do. I'll try the female. Looks good. And if you notice your dorsal fin looks too big, you can kind of push it out and cut it smaller. It looks a little bit big. Looks pretty good. So once you have that, you're going to stick it on the back like that. And notice when you pull it off, it should leave a little bit of a mark there, and you're going to score it. Now you're going to score it right here as well. Okay, and add a little bit of water to both surfaces. I'm going to push them together. That. And if you want to use a tiny brush to kind of blend it in or clean it up or smooth it out, you can do that. Now this is a really fun thing about orca whales is the coloring on them is so interesting. So to do that, we are going to do a big circle kind of like right here, like an oval shape. Big oval shape. That's going to be a white patch. And then right next to it, we could do a little orca eyeball. Little orca eyeball. Right there, a circle, and then I could poke a hole through the circle. It's my cute little orca eye. Now, the next step is a white patch kind of on their belly. So I like to do it like that, and then it kind of scoops down and disappears. And then it comes up and it gets bigger around there. Ta-da! Like that.
Okay, do you want to hold it up so I can see it in the light? Oh, that's good.
Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do a large oval shape. Now if you mess it up, if you don't like how you do it, you can get your finger just a little bit damp and you can erase it like that and start again, okay? That patch there, I'm gonna do my little orca eye down here. A little tiny circle. And then I'm gonna poke a hole in the center of it. And then I'm gonna pull this line around that I did over here. I pull that around, and I like it kind of curve up to look like a smile a little bit. And then disappear back down, and then it's gonna rise up again, like that. And I messed up a little there, but I can fix it. There. Now, one of the really neat thing about southern resident orcas is they have these saddle patches And each one is unique, and that's how we identify individuals. And they look a little bit, if you look at them from above, they almost look like hearts, and they're white. So if you do a shape that's something like a heart shape, kind of bulges out like a saddle, and then gets longer at the end. That. It's like a heart shape. So when we glaze our orcas, this will be white, this will all be white. If the tail isn't touching the ground, we can do the underside of the tail white, but if it's touching the ground, we have to leave it unglazed. Then this saddle patch, this unique saddle patch marking will also be white, white, and white. And then the rest is gonna be black. So it might be hard to write your name. You can find a surface like this to write your name. If you want to have the tail kind of point up, you can do that, but you might need to kind of, adjust your clay. You can do that, or you can have your tail touch the ground. You could even kind of twist it to the side a little bit. But do carve your name somewhere on the bottom of your orca, or ask me to help you do it. Now when you're done, you're going to put your orca in the center of your table, and you're going to gather up all of your extra clay like this. Now before I roll this into a ball, I'm going to sprinkle some water on it. Then I'm going to crumple it into a ball. Okay? Now I'm going to put my tools back, and I'm going to carry my canvas very carefully like this to the garbage and shake it in the garbage and then put it back. Then you're going to need to, if you have any crumbs on your table, wipe them into your hands first like this. It's going to make your cleanup a lot easier. Wipe them into your hands, throw them away, and then scrub off your table. Thank you.